riding on a scooter, we cruising to Venice Beach. I've been getting better with practicing what I preach. Outspoken, but I developed a better speech. In my city, everybody know the money on the east.
What is good, everybody? It's your boy DJ TMac here, back for another great hip hop conversation. We're back with a traveling man right now. We got Jamal Gasol on the line. He's an MC from Niagara Falls, artist, entrepreneur, podcaster, and I'm sure more. You know what I'm saying? And we are here to talk about him.
Appreciate you for having me, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. You put in a lot of work. There's a lot of work for people to listen to. So I'm glad we got some time to talk about it with you today. So he's worked with artists such as the likes of Benny the Butcher, Flea Lord, Ito, 38 Spesh, Heem, SNAPBACKS, Planet Asia, Vic Spencer. The list goes on and on. And like I mentioned before, he's got a lot of albums, and it seems like he's got a lot more coming as well. Later this week, he's got a new project, a collab album with Vic Spencer called The Right Way for Dummies. And that'll be coming out in a few days. What can you tell us about this project?
Vic, man, we've been holding on to this tape for a couple years, man. I ain't gonna lie. We had this joint done back in like 2021, and the music was that good. We was able to hold it. Where we know, like, whenever, no matter when we dropped it, it was gonna be good. Because he got an agenda still, I got an agenda still. So you know, we just had to wait for the right timing. So we finally was able to get it ready this year. We got all the videos ready for it. We got the merch. As you can see, I got one of the shirts on right now.
Yep.
Kansas City SmackMan versus Big Green Thumbs.
Yep, that is the first single off the project. You guys already got a video out for that. And yeah, man, we're looking forward to it. You guys have been putting in a lot of work over the years, featured on each other's projects and stuff like that. How did the relationship with him initially come together?
Well, initially, me and Vic got cool because he was a fan of Kansas City SmackMan. Like he had messaged me how he liked the project, and then I had seen on SoundCloud like he was one of the people that had liked it. So I'm like, oh, that's Vic Spencer. Like me and my boy Sauce Heist. I remember we was talking about it before. Like, yo, who is Vic Spencer? Like everybody talked. Like I didn't know who he was at a point. So as the time went down later, like seeing somebody that I was in, like had an interest in music with, became a fan of mine. That's where we was able to link, and that's how Haitian Drop the Dream came.
Dope, man, dope. Yeah,
I mean, I'd rather be a real one.
Okay. Yeah, man, we're looking forward to the project, and you have quite a steady release rate as far as singles and albums go in general. What do you attribute that to?
I think that's just a part of my work ethic. You know what I'm saying? As far as just, I got a passion for music. I like to write. You know what I mean? I was always in the writing. So just wanting to release music at my own pace too, and like just building people interested in my music. Because there was a point where nobody was really listening to my music. Nobody cared. You know what I'm saying? So I had to figure out the supply and demand system with music. Where now I got people that want more music. Like when the next one coming? Like with the Stir the Pot series we got. You know what I'm saying? We on number 30.
Yeah, man. Hey, speaking of number 29 just came out. I'm over here in Denver, Colorado right now, and on the cover got a Nuggets jersey.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. Joke's the man, son.
Good timing with everything, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're looking good right now. Hopefully they continue on and bring that shit back here, you know?
Yeah, they're gonna win it tomorrow. Y'all gonna go crazy in Denver tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. I'll be working and it's gonna be crazy. But we're looking forward to it. So I'd like to talk about sort of your musical journey, how you got to this point. You said early on, you know, people weren't really looking for the music. So when did you sort of start making music, and how would you sort of sum up how you were able to build the buzz?
I would say I got into music on a serious tip once I did a freestyle video with J Hood, my cousin Storch, and Satori in New York City. It's called Rock the Mic. And we ended up getting on World Star for that. And so once I seen people looking at me on that, it gave me a little more confidence to like start doing more. So after that cypher, me and my people became a group. So we did a group project. We started finding shows like in Ohio and Buffalo, going different places, and things picked up. But I was 19 around that time, so I'm 32 now. So I would say about like I've got a good 10 years of like consistency of like trying to really work towards like an audience.
Nice, man. Is there like a music memory early on that influenced you or impacted you? Was music a big thing in your life when you were younger?
You know what? I'm down in Atlanta right now. I was just telling this story to my peoples. I remember it was like 2005. My mom lived downstairs from Little Scrappy in Atlanta or whatever. And I remember it was a big limo came outside. He went to 106 in Park. He was going to 106 in Park that day. He came out. I got to meet him and shit. And it was just dope to like see like meet somebody. And it wasn't like no super duper Hollywood moment. So that like sort of like made me feel like, yo, that could be me one day.
Gave you something tangible to see and sort of be able to work towards.
Right, like to see somebody that's a man and he just right here, like on some chill shit. You know, it's like like that's what it was for me, seeing somebody in a big position just so humble.
Did you grow up mostly in Niagara Falls? I mean, I know you just mentioned Atlanta. Did you sort of spend time in both locations?
Well, I lived in Atlanta for a year, like 2005 to 2006. So I was down here when Jeezy like first took off. Jeezy was that nigga when I first moved here. But before that, I was in Niagara Falls all my life, and then I moved back a year after living in Atlanta, and I stayed in Lockport for like a couple of years. Lockport is a little city outside of Niagara, like 20 minutes away. So I ended up staying out there with my dad, and I met my baby mama up there and started a little family out there. So I've been in Lockport for the most part, but Niagara Falls most of my life.
Okay, nice, man. Who were some of your musical influences growing up, sort of spending, a little bit of time in Atlanta? I'm sure you heard some different stuff, saw some different stuff down there, but who were some of those musical influences of yours growing up? Who was always in the headphones?
I would definitely say like Lloyd Banks. Lloyd Banks was always in my headphones in middle school. I was into the More Money in the Bank mixtapes. Cassidy early on, I mean, Cassidy had his run. 50 Cent for sure, man. Like D Block. I like Styles P. I'm a big Styles P fan. Like everybody like Jada. I feel like Styles P is the one everybody likes. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
So, you know what I mean? But like definitely them. And then like I said, like when I was in Atlanta, I liked before that, only artist I had liked was Ludacris at a point. I was a big Ludacris fan. I like Word of Mouth. Back for the first time and shit like that. Like I fucked with Ludacris heavy, but Young Jeezy was a big influence at a point in my career too, man, because he had bars. A lot of Southern rappers didn't have bars. Like, he had quotables, like punchlines. So it was dope to like hear a rapper hear a rapper like that from the South. So yeah, definitely Jeezy too.
And he was huge at a point too. I mean, I wasn't even really too into hip hop, but he was just on that mainstream level pretty much, where it reached different pockets that you wouldn't think that music normally would.
Yeah, he was big. Jeezy was big.
I'd love to know a little bit about your creation process. We talked about the work rate, it happening so much. Are you a studio rat? Do you write a lot at home outside of the studio? I'd really love to know your creation process and how it might have evolved over time.
I think my writing process became so distinct lately, man. It's not like nobody else. I don't know if anybody else is doing this. But I said it's in the most humblest way. I'm at a point now with my music. I would write down something and just go about my day, and then I'll come back to it in 2 weeks, write to it again, tweak it up more, and then I might go to the studio and do a song in 5 minutes. Like, yes. Oh, this D? Oh, this E? This E? Oh, this D? Oh, this is D? Oh, yeah, I got one more style. Okay.
One more.
Yeah. But, yeah, man, my music process, it don't take me long no more, man. Like, it's really life. I speak about the life experiences, people around me, places and things. Like, I watch the news a lot. I'm a big movie head too, so it's easy to find similarities or like comparisons and shit. Like seeing something happen in a movie and like saying it was like this and that, like, and it's cool because you got the movie fans out there who be catching on to that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like to relate to them, like, "Word, I seen that movie. I love that movie." It's like, "Oh, that part was crazy." It's like I get that reaction from people, so it's like I know how to relate. That's what I'm big on too, is trying to relate to people because we all go through shit. We all have our trials and tribulations. Like nobody's perfect, so I try to relate to the people.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, you're definitely a writer. You definitely take time to do it. And it's dope to get that little insight right there. Speaking of your creation process, can I ask you how your most recent album, Tales from the Trenches, came about?
Tales from the Trenches came about from the homie VHS, man. Shout out to the homie VHS out in West Covina. We was talking back in 2020, actually, 2021. And he was hitting me about some beats he was trying to get off and shit. And had like 2 of them where I said, let's just make this into a project. So it went from a 2-song project to 8. And then we had that joint in the tuck too. Now I work on a lot of projects and just stash them like something like I said, this joint it's 2 years old. So a lot of the music that people from me is like not the latest, you know what I'm saying, for the most part. But yeah, we put that together. I wanted to do something like I said, movie related. Tales from the Hood was a 90s classic. And I feel like, Tales from the Trenches, everybody talking about the trenches now. So I think that'd be just perfect timing with it.
Mm-hmm.
So
really dope vibes throughout the whole body of work, really strong body of work. Rider music, you have a couple videos out for it already. Rider music is one of them. That one features Heem.
Hey yo, the way I quote, you thought I wrote the book. I was the one they always overlooked. Confidence was all it took. Looking over my plug shoulder was the way that I was taught to cook. I rap conversations, not verses and hooks. My medication is marijuana, building my patience. Y'all shake hands with the same hand he wrote a statement with. Fast money got me vacations. I milk myself dry before I go fill out another application. Consistency equal to dedication. Do your thing, homie, I ain't hating. I used to work for the city. My department controlled the pavement. I dropped off and collect payments. My favorite president is Ben Franklin. From the era Ace and Soup used to pull up in that stinking Lincoln. The Kush screaming like bigger ranking. Bad dope, so it need a spanking. I'm who the trap niggas praising, got the fiends waiting.
Feeling hate from my friends, just wanna win, lose patience again. Gotta pray for my sins. In that jungle, black hoodie and Timbs. We making money, we ain't making amends. This for my mother and kids. I played the stove, bought a whip in the bed. Had rap dreams and niggas doing it big. This dirty life that we live, bring jail bars, murder scenes and tears. Don't see no evil, and we had no fears. They know.
That's a really dope track, man. That's a real good one to like sort of kick off everything. What was it like maybe getting some of the features for this project? Were those more recent, or was that sort of, the project was pretty much finished a little while ago?
Well, the feature with him, I got that back in like 2022 as well. Like I remember sending that to him and he wanted to rap on it. I'm like, nah, I need you to get just the hook on here, bro. Rap. He didn't like the song that much. Like I remember he was coming to the studio like, yo, I was playing in the car with my nigga. This shit crazy. Like, so yeah, he came through with a crazy hook for me on that joint, man. My boy Tony Boy, he makes all my music, man. Shout out to Tony Boy. He do a lot of music for Griselda and them too, man. He definitely doing his thing, but he know I'll be sitting on a lot of music. So I had Eddie Kane hit me up for a verse. Hit me up a while ago. It's probably like, let's work on something, and I just found the right song for him. And that's how I got him on Street Fighter.
Street Fighter, yeah, man. That's another dope one.
Because I was originally going to have another artist on there, but he didn't come through for me. Like I said, everybody got agendas and stuff, so I don't never take it personal. But, yeah, so with that project, I was able to keep that in the tuck. And then a lot of songs, I've been trying to work on just doing solo songs. I've been trying to really do a lot of songs by myself more lately.
Crafting a full song instead of just laying down some dope bars, something fly, something fresh, really trying to create a whole story, I guess, right?
Right. You know what I mean? Just trying to be a little more sequential, more distinct myself. Like you got like the J. Cole's and Kendrick Lamar that's out here doing it, Drake. And I look up to that. I'm inspired by that. You know what I mean? To see somebody able to hold it down on their own. So I'm just trying to be on that same time too.
Nice, man. Yeah, definitely getting to that level. You're definitely putting in good work, and it's really dope to see, bro.
Appreciate it.
Anything else you want to news or nuggets you want to leave us about Tales from the Trenches? Anything else we didn't really speak about regarding this album you want to let the people know?
Well, I just want people to know, man, that to understand the project, you gotta watch. You got to see the movie to understand it, because there's some parts that people ain't gonna get, like the shit, for example. If you seen the movie, you knew they came to the funeral home looking for the shit. So I consider myself to be the shit. You know what I mean? Like, not in a cocky way, but like, that's me. I'm what they want. I'm who they came to see. You know what I'm saying? Like the comparison. You know what I mean? Like Walter's monster. Walter was the little boy that was drawing the monsters in the movie. And the monsters was the domestic stepfather at home, or you know, like I said, everybody got their own issues in their lives. So, you know, just trying to relate to the people. But that's all. That's all. I'm just trying to compare the movie and the album for the most part.
Hey, I'll be going to check that out real soon. Get a lot more context and insight. So looking forward to that.
Yeah. For the most part, all of this based on the movie, except Misery Won't Be My Company. That was some other shit I just had going on in my life. You know, I feel like we all got some miserable people that try to bring that energy.
Yeah, man. I love the idea of that. Get rid of that.
That's a fact. Won't Be My Company. But yeah, it's out now on all this music streaming platforms. Anybody who ain't get a chance to check that out, man, Tales from the Trenches out now.
Go support that. Dope vibes throughout. Not too long before that, Kansas City SMACKMAN in 3D was released. Another dope project, just dope, smooth vibes, man. Love the album cover. Let's talk about this project a little bit. How did this one come about?
Another 2021 project sitting waiting to be released. My boy Don Carrera, shout out to Don C, man. Don tight with the standouts, man. My homies A Dot and C Dot out of Dallas. So he was engineering and editing mixing our started pop freestyles for a while. But one day he hit me up to show me he had some beats, and them shits was nuts. So I was like, yo, these guys is tight, man. Then next you know, I seen him on West Side Guns, and I'm like, hey, that's crazy. But look how that works. You know, we paying attention. Mm-hmm. So if you once we put our tape together, I was like, yo, these beats sound like a Kansas City SMACKMAN vibe. Like, you got to keep that going. Mm-hmm. So we with it being so smooth like that, that's how everything was able to come to play. Like, if you listen to the first Kansas City SMACKMAN 1 and 2, those are just like, it's an EP. So it's just me like speaking my piece and then just letting the beat do the job. Because I feel like a lot of the instrumentals play a big part in those projects. You know what I mean?
Mm. Of course. I love that you mentioned that right there. I love you. I love going into the credits on Spotify and you actually writing the producer's name. A lot of the time it's not there. So for you to give that shine, and even having the instrumentals released on the album is something sort of unique nowadays. So I really appreciate that from you.
Absolutely. Yo, because I pay attention to what the people say. The producers definitely need their credit for what they deserve. You know what I mean? They set the landscape. We just paint the canvas.
Mm. There's also a short film that goes along with this project. Something similar that you did for your project. I believe it was Dirty Waters or Dirty. What was it? Dirty Water, Dirty Waters.
Oh yeah, you did your research.
But the style has evolved quite a bit. Similar artistry and type thing you got going on, but the style has evolved. So I mean, that was cool to watch and cool to see. Talk about maybe the process, what it was like doing the film, putting together the idea. I believe it was in like 2015, and then, you know, sort of coming back to something similar like that recently.
Well, yeah, man, that's crazy. My son did his homework. Dirty Waters was like one of my first original like investment. I'm paying for artists, paying for beats, like one of my first serious projects. I had drafted, like I said, back in like 2015, and it was at that time, man, I was living different, man. I was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out for real at that point in my life. So like I was just speaking on things that was like going on at the time and people around. Like if you watch the beginning of Survivor, like at the beginning of the Dirty Waters during Survivor. That's my people in the news. Like I knew them, you know what I'm saying? So like, wow. And then like how things worked out after that, I ended up really getting caught up in shit. So it's like, damn, it's crazy. Like it's like, you know, you can feel sometimes when things just won't be a certain way, but that movie was really just like a side of the trenches. So like, my boy D Hawks helped me put that together. Shout out to him, man. And Kansas City SmackMan was more like a level up. You see, it was more clean, more better cuts, more acting. You know what I'm saying? It was more involved into it. Like the music matched the vibe. You feel me? Like the same way Dirty Waters matched the vibe. It was just all trenches. Like even the beat selection back then was different from what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely more like a trap sound. This is more like a classic. You know what I mean? This is that talk. This is that smooth grown man shit. You can play this at the cookout.
Yeah, you could tell you're at a different place in your life, really. So it's cool to see that and again get that insight from you. We appreciate that.
Real.
So that's another single producer project. Is that something you prefer to do? Put together a project with one producer, make more of a cohesive sound? You open to working with different people? How do you like to do it?
Well, once again, I listen to the people. So I don't know if you got a chance to check out More True Stories, but that was like a double disc album. It's 28 songs, and I got like 20 different producers on there. I produced the beat on there. You know what I'm saying? So I work with a lot
didn't
of
get to that
producers. Oh yeah, More True Stories, man. It's that one I got Ty Ferris, Math and the Claw, Sky Zoo. What else I got on there? Shay Noor. Got a nice little I got a nice little co-sign on there, man. Co-stars on that joint, man. But yeah, I work with different producers all the time. You know, I get the messages. People always want to send me beats and stuff like that, and I check them out. Everybody beats ain't all that good though, so you know you ain't gonna see me work with just anybody. If the beat like make me move like in the first 3 seconds, yeah, I probably like, yeah, what's up with this? What are you gonna do? Like,
okay.
I'm asking man. I break bread with the producers too, man. I break bread with my people like Bucky Luger, man. I just did the Up the Ticket drink with him not too long ago, man. Shout out to Bucky Luger. Me and him just did a joint together. We split the profit on that 50-50, you know what I'm saying?
Dope, man. I love to see, you know, the relationship between artist and producer, because a while it was sort of lost, you know, with the industry taking over, but with this independent scene being really serious, there's so much talent out there that, you know, people are able to make their own connections and put together their own features and have really more control over the art they make when they release it, right? All that stuff.
Right. That's my thing. I like having control over my stuff, man. I know, like, you know, people be on labels and all that, they gotta wait till the label can prove it, samples get cleared and all that other stuff. But man, let me do me.
There you go. Stay in control, man. Keep that control for sure. Is there an album or one specific song that you think maybe best describes you or your style?
I never had nobody ask me that. I would probably say Hope. I would say Hope off of More True Stories. Get a chance to check that out. I think the video for that is good too, man. I did a video of that as far as like a reflection. I had a clown in the video. So like, you know, like basically speaking on my past. Like I had me like face to face with a clown type shit, you know what I mean? I think that was pretty like a dope comparison to show like the growth and, you know, people get over things and do better, like, you know what I mean?
Something you can learn from. You bound to see more years avoiding drama, kid. But back down for nobody, no matter how big. I thought I gave niggas hope like Obama did, while I kept a low profile like Osama did. How you let the cat out the bag, forgot to close the lid? Bell was like a countdown waiting for you to turn in. Had the red monkey jeans back in high school, selling button-ups, candy bars, and juice. I just love to hustle. It's something about selling that pump adrenaline. Clientele making their money to come and spend it. Started off hand-to-handing and middle-manning. Now I hold the deck like Gambit. I ain't playing for this. I just had to make sure I'm the man for this and handle it. I don't like to lose, so I ain't someone to gamble with. This my season and COVID cannot cancel it. Took the piff, man, and expanded it. Not a fan of
I'll definitely have to check that one out, man. Like I said, there's so much work out there. That's why I like to ask artists that question every now and then, give something people to focus in on, and then maybe get a better idea about who you or your artistry is. So, hey, we're looking forward to that.
Another recommendation I'm gonna give you too, just as far as like album wise, man, go check out No Joy Without Pain. But yeah, now my boy Kill out of Pennsylvania, me and him did a project, No Joy Without Pain, and we turned that into a trilogy where it was like just 4-track EPs. It's like I did the last one was 9, so I think out of all the songs it's 18, but it's out now on all streaming platforms. No Joy Without Pain. That's a good project too. That's a lot of real personal music in mine.
Okay, yeah, looking forward to getting into that one too, man. Why do you think projects have become shorter? That's something I notice a lot, digging more into the underground scene. You know, some people definitely have longer albums still, but it seems like in general, the trend is that albums and projects are becoming shorter. Why do you think that is?
I'm going to say attention span and interest, you know. Attention span and interest plays a big part with certain songs just don't keep people's attention like it used to be. That's why a lot of just one verses be really doing it big. You know what I'm saying? It just take one verse to really like make everybody like it. And then you see it, you see they do the remixes now. We got like Cardi B or Drake or one of them hopping in there. So it's like it gives them more value, to, like the song more value itself. Like 6ix9ine had his run off of just one verse songs.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Songs also becoming shorter as well.
That's a fact.
Man, so you come primarily from Niagara Falls, you mentioned. What is it like to represent upstate hip hop?
You said, what is it like to represent?
Yeah, like upstate New York hip hop. I'm originally from Long Island. I went to college at a couple SUNY schools upstate. So it's interesting to see how underground hip hop in upstate New York is, you know, there's a lot of big artists from that area. So what is it like to come from that area, work with some of these people, really put on for that area?
Well, honestly, it's fun, man. I'm gonna be real with you. It's fun, just on the strength of like, I don't want to take the credit too much of being the first, but like one of the first that's like on a bigger platform. So I take a lot of pride in it, especially like, you know, from Niagara Falls. Like I love my city, man. So it's a small city. Everybody know each other. So, you know, I get a lot of compliments on people like, yo, I love that you hold down for the Falls, man. Because there be people that be like going out of town and they'll say they're from Buffalo. And I'm like, yo, I'm not from Buffalo. Like I had to clear it up a lot of times, like in interviews and like posts and stuff. They're like Buffalo artist Jamal Gasol. Like I'm not from Buffalo, I'm from Niagara Falls. Like, let's just clear that up. And there's no disrespect to anybody from Buffalo, Chucks, and none of that. Cause I got people out there, I got mad love. But I'm from Niagara Falls, man. So I rep that proudly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. And like I mentioned, you know, you working with people from Griselda, you know, Ito, 38 Special. I actually saw on your Instagram one of the pics, or the first one is of the Trust Army. You know, we see Mussolini, G4, Spesh, Planet Asia, you know, everybody in there.
Yeah, them the homies, man. Shout out to Spesh, man. 38 Special, the OG for real, man. Love and respect for him. So, you know, definitely been giving me a lot of jewels, gave me a few assists, you know, some tips on the game and stuff. You know, before Griselda like really took off, man, Trust Gang was big. You know what I'm saying? Trust Gang was big around upstate New York, like Rochester, Buffalo area. So people was bumping 30, like having Trust tees on. You know what I mean? Then Griselda coming out of nowhere, like how they did. Them boys, man. Westside Gun. I remember my man tried to put me on the joint with Westside Gun a long time ago. He sounded like different compared to what I was usually rapping to. It was like they would call it the old school style, like people telling me that ain't gonna work. And then look at where it got them. So, and that was my thing anyway. I always had a slow flow. That worked better for me. Like I was trying to rap on the trap beats and I was forcing shit. So.
Yeah, man, you definitely got a good style in that way. Really dope to hear that. And man, upstate New York putting on. They seem to, you know, be holding on to that essence of MCing and really bringing that to the forefront. And it's dope to see, man. We love it.
It's a fact, man. I'm trying to carry the torch.
Speaking of Trust Army, I saw you recently did a freestyle up at Shade 45 with the Mussolini. Is he hot? Forgive me, I forget the other artist that was on there, but hey, what was that experience like? Have you been up to Shade 45 to do that much?
Oh yeah. I went to Shady 45 back in like 2018, 19, man. That was like my fourth time when I went up there. I brought my artist, my cousin Rico. He signed on my label on Pip Music Empire, so I had him. And my other artist, he couldn't come upstairs that day. His name G Block Taz. But yeah, that was dope, man. I was like, I wanted to just show my people, like, yo, I got the access to get on bigger platforms and like get you out there more. You know what I mean? Like not too many people make it out of Niagara Falls. Like there's a lot of talent there, but people don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was a dope little time, man. As usual, came to do what I do. Shout out to Rap Out of Control.
Hey, that was fun, man. That was really dope. It seems that freestyle culture might not be as prevalent or as important as it used to be. Maybe that's just in my own mind. When I was searching 10 years ago, you know, I'd always look for the freestyles on the radio, but it doesn't seem to happen as much anymore. What's your perspective on that? And do you think it is important to do stuff like that?
Well, I think it's just about like censoring. It comes down to censoring. You know, some people don't really want to censor or dumb down their raps. Like, you know, one thing, I don't know if people notice it or not, I don't really cuss on my raps like that. You know what I mean? If you go back and listen to it, a lot of my music, I don't really cuss. I like use different words and like alternatives, like adjectives. Say, you know what I mean? Synonyms, so I don't got to say shit, fuck, bitch. You know what I mean? You don't got to do all that on the song no more. But people be going through their freestyle. You ever see them when they be like pausing when a cuss word come up, it be throwing them off. You know what I mean? Because their breathing control is already in a different format of saying how it usually be. So now you got to think and be mindful. And then you cuss like, oh, I throw you off. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like that play a part in that, but I think it's necessary.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's dope that, you know, there's independent people with their own platforms like I-95. I believe they have a lot of artists come up in freestyle and stuff like that. But
oh yeah, I've been trying to get on the Delaware boys joint, man. What's them boys' name? Bars on I-95.
Yeah, Bars on I-95. Yeah, Bars. Yeah, that's what it is.
Cosmic Kev. You know, he had the one in Philly. Mm-hmm. Rest in peace, K Slay, man. Static Selector. I talked to him too. We're trying to get on show off for a minute. But, you know what I mean? I had one of my best freestyle series was I don't want to say his name and be wrong, man. It was down in Harlem. I don't want to say his name. That was one of my best freestyle series. I like that one.
I'll try to find that and we'll plug it in here. We'll double check that one up.
I was with the DB Alias Christ that day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, DB I can't remember the exact song, but yes, I mean the exact spot. But I rapped over It's Yours, Wu-Tang.
Dope, man, dope. Hey, Jamal, so a big part of my show is music. Another big part is food. So I saw you also have a video series in the kitchen with Jamal Gasol. You'd be chefing up yourself. So
oh yeah, I can cook. I just haven't. You know, people want me to do that more too. I've been saying people like, we need more of these. We need more of these. But I was having an issue with the pith butter. So you know, certain things with promotion be like censoring and all that be killing me with certain things. I can't really do me. So.
But it's cool, man. I like to see that. And I always like to ask my guests what is their go-to food spots around their town. So if you got any Niagara Falls spots, any Atlanta spots you just went to that you really enjoyed, what are some good food spots that I should be checking out?
Yeah, I would say Niagara Falls. I'm back. Niagara Falls. I would say Brody's, man. You got kind of Brody's on Pine Avenue, man. Fish dinners. Shout out to my girl Nino, her and Chris. I say Mighty Taco. I don't know if you're familiar with Mighty Taco. You say you've been in some Stony food, so taco Bell any day.
Dope, man.
Jim Stakeout, that's a good spot. Yeah, definitely Jim Stakeout. All right. Go to spots like you ever had
familiar with what?
Yeah, Loganberry hitting. That Loganberry.
Okay. Yeah, man, you put me on. I'm gonna have to check it out next time I'm out there. Hey Jamal, so I got one more
Yeah.
final question that I ask everybody. I'm a pizza guy. I work at a pizzeria. So if I was to make a Jamal Gasol pizza, a Kansas City SmackMan pizza, what would be on that joint?
I ain't never had nobody see that. I would say, dang. I don't know, man. I'm not really a pizza guy, bro. I ain't really big on pizza. I ain't gonna lie. I like cheese pizza. I don't really eat pork, man. So like a pizza for me would be trash. Nobody gonna buy it. I'm not really a pizza guy.
Hey, so what is the go-to ultimate Jamal Gasol dish? If it's not pizza, what's the dish?
The go-to dish for me, I don't know, probably some wings, man. You know, if you made like a wing sauce flavor, I'll tell you a crazy combination.
Hey, give me that like Kansas City SmackMan sauce right there, man. What's that tasting like?
Yeah, you gotta get the Kansas City barbecue. I get the Kansas City barbecue with a dab of that mango habanero, so I got that little sweet taste to it. But the Kansas City barbecue. Dope, man.
I'm gonna have to put that together one day and try that out.
It's a little. Yeah, look it up too, man. Kansas City barbecue.
Hey, we're gonna do that for sure. Jamal Gasol, I really appreciate you taking the time today, man. Hope you have a safe flight, and hey, we're looking forward to all the new music that's to come.
Thank you, man. Appreciate y'all for having me. So we about to get on here right now.
Absolutely, bro. Yo, safe flight. Take care, bro.
Niggas couldn't live in my shoes, they too shook. I'm on the back road with weight, playing audio books. The stove cook a couple hundred large. Had many cribs, but my last gon' have the garage. My life not a facade. How you hate the man in the mirror? We supposed to be equal, but my roots taught me the black man is superior. I learned, y'all be getting fly to cover damage to